Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Okay, I came back to the model table last night. As you can see, there's a slight difference here. And what I did was I glued the top seam all the way along here. Well, no, that's not true. It's not all the way along, but it's probably about, I'm guessing 30% every so often. We've got glue, especially where the clamps are. And I know there's no clamp here, but I did glue here. I think we can take our clamps off now. They've been on for quite a while. I gotta be very, very careful that I don't catch a clamp on stuff. And when I'm reaching across, don't go snapping off any little periscopes or breaking anything off that is very, very delicate. Gotta move slowly now and watch what I'm doing. I gotta watch what I'm doing when I'm reaching. Like, we are ready for Missy the dog. Okay. Yeah, so I guess today we'll be gluing the bottom on. Now, there is something that I had intended to put on the inside, and I can't now. It's too late, unless I was to, pry this off and have to re-glue everything. But I'm not going to do that. And that was, I had intended to put this 1/200 scale figurine on the inside in the control room, which is I think it was this one right here. And well, I can't do that now. So now my plan is I'm going to probably put it here on the bow, where they're installing the torpedo down into the through the deck here. Now, I think it was one of the viewers, I think it was Jack, sent an excellent colorized photograph that was taken of one of these exact subs, and I'll show it to you when we start putting the torpedo down. I don't think I've ever actually tried this. Let's see how it's going to look. Oh yeah, that's going to go. Okay. Yeah, a very good actual photograph from about, I guess, 80 years ago, and showing them actually putting their torpedo down. And yeah, thanks for sending that, Jack. We'll look at it when we get to that spot. All right, what is it going to tell you here? Minus 14.5. It's still winter time. Okay. Oh yeah. So our little guy here. This is one of those figurines that our friend Gabe had painted up, and he had actually made this in his 3D printer. He did a fantastic job. There's another fellow here in Winnipeg who had offered to paint all the figures if I wanted. But I have decided not to go with the figures, except this one figure, just to give perspective of size. Now, I've got a problem in that it's got a base on it. So when it's stuck on the deck, I don't know what I'm going to do about that base unless I was to maybe paint it the same color as the deck, or try and very carefully cut it off around the feet without breaking the thing up. I don't know if I can do that or not. See, right now the base is probably, to scale, it would be like probably about this high. So that's, the guy wouldn't be standing on something like that. Okay, where am I going here with this? We'll figure it out when we get there, which is probably going to be pretty soon, because we are at the point now. Once I get this on here and decide how I'm going to camouflage the wires around the back. Yeah, there's not going to be much left to do. It's just gonna. It's you know what's going to happen? It's going to be all of a sudden it's done. There's nothing more I want to do to it. There will be stuff that I could do to it, but I'm just not going to bother. Um, yeah, we got to try and get our cone section on. Okay, what's going on with the cell phones here? This is my little flip phone. This little phone is with a company here in Canada called Rogers, and the Rogers account that I've got, I think it was started back in about going on 30 years ago. And this little phone is just been for an emergency. It's one of those $10 a month things, pay as you go, and I never use it. And the money that you don't, if you don't use it, it rolls over to the next month, and there's something like $600 credit. Well, Rogers now is canceling this pay as you go. They're not going to do it anymore. So now is probably the time to upgrade and get rid of my landline, because this phone here, you can't use it as a phone. It works great if I want to ask Google something, but it's just hooked up to my modem here. So I guess it's time to get with the program and be like most people and drop the landline. It's really handy though for me here in the house to have a landline, because I've got phones everywhere. Everywhere that well, I got one right here. Yeah. So, yeah, down in my workshop, in the bathroom, anywhere where I might want to answer the phone. Kitchen, I think I got 6 or 7 phones in different places around the house. Well, I'm going to lose that convenience. So it means now that I'm going to have to start carrying my cell phone around with me like my neighbor Maxim does. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's too bad. This little phone. Now, fortunately, my landline is with a company called, here in Canada, I don't think they're international. It's called Shaw. This flip phone was a company called Rogers. And Rogers just recently bought Shaw. So it's probably going to work out for me to be able to meld everything together. Undoubtedly, it's going to cost more, because when a cell phone company makes a change, it's never to your benefit. It's always to theirs. When I first had this account, it was $10 a month, and I think it was like 25. They would charge you 25 cents per minute for a call. And for an emergency, it was fine. And it had free texting. Well, eventually they stopped the free texting. If you were to make a text, they would charge you. It wasn't a whole lot, but you could receive free texts. And then they stopped the receiving of free texts, and then the rates went up and up and up and up, and you were still only paying $10 a month, but you were getting a lot less for it. You know how it goes with cell phone companies, right? Well. It served its purpose. It was an emergency thing. I used to take it with me sometimes when I go out on the motorcycle, if I'd remember. Stuff like that. Anyhow, enough about cell phones. Let's get ourselves recomposed here. Move our coffee, and remember to keep an eye on what you do, Ron. Every time you're going to move this thing, make sure you're not going to catch the forward diving plane on something. That has to be fastened up too, but not until we get this. Not until we get this this bottom part here fastened in place, and everything's going to be where it's going to be. Make sure nothing's. Okay, I heard something rattle, but I think it was that loose pipe that's in the back there. Okay, so. Yeah, I think it's going to go together. It sounds terrible, doesn't it? Yeah. it's gonna look good once it's all done. And the cone section, are we gonna be able to get it over there? How much filing down am I gonna have to do to get the cone to fit on? I don't know. And then the push rods have to be fastened on here. We'll get it. Little by little, we're getting her. It's not going to happen overnight. Let's put Gabe's figurine back up here where he's safe. I think that will give good perspective as to how big this sub actually was. I mean, these things were pretty big. How long was this? Like about 200 feet? I think it was about twice as long as my property. I'm trying to envision here if it was sitting here beside the house in my driveway. It'd be one end would be out on the street and the other end would be back by the berm. Okay. I think we've covered all the bases here. Let's get our camera down on the model table and see if we can glue this in a few places. I don't think it has to be glued everywhere. It just has to basically hold itself shut here. Oh, another thing I should keep doing is every time I make a change, I should check and make sure that the lights are still working. In that way, if all of a sudden they don't work, I will know it probably had something to do with the last thing I did. But I don't think that's going to happen, but it could happen. I don't think we need this rubber band on here anymore. Let's recompose. Okay, I stand a 50-50 chance of getting this right the first time. Okay. All right, I am seeing lights in all 7 modules. I'm calling the conning tower a module because it sort of was. Okay, so right now they're working. Make sure nothing's going to touch together here. It's a pretty tight fit. I don't think anything's going to pull apart here. Yeah, we'll just if we use all 5 clamps or 6 clamps, and have it glued really, really well, at least 6 places, I don't think it's going to pop apart. And as I said yesterday, it's not hugely important if there was a crack here, because we can't see this anyway, and it's not going to change the overall appearance of the sub. So. Okay. Guess it doesn't matter where we started. Maybe I should start in the middle and work out to the ends. These clamps don't really have enough. These are just dollar store clamps. They don't really have enough power to hold these together unless maybe 2 of them. That indicates to me it's a pretty tight fit. Yeah, it's together now. I don't know if the seam on the top that I glued last night is going to slowly pull apart. I don't think it will. I think that the plastics have melded pretty good. Okay, let's do something here. We're not going to get anything done today. I'm just letting the wicking. I know it kind of ran down there, but that's not a problem. Okay, we've got quite a bit of. Okay, I think when I squeeze that together tight now and leave it for a while, maybe I can go do some editing while I. There, okay, now it's nice and tight. I think we're going to have melding going on there. Um, Now we'll move down to the other end there, and I'll do where the cone section or the stern section has to go on. Um, yeah, and then I'll do out here. Okay, now am I going to have a problem with this clamp slipping off of this beveled surface or not? Hopefully the rubber's going to be able to catch. It looks like it's going to stay on, as long as I don't pull on it, of course. Okay, now right here it's important that we get it as close together as possible because this is where the cone section has to go, right? All right. Now, unfortunately, I can't do too much else with this on the sub until these are dried, and I want to give them like, well, it'd be nice if I could give it 24 hours. Now, I suppose I could very carefully slide everything back, and we could install the diving plane in the front. We could do that. Yeah, let's see how that goes here. Don't know if I should put another one right here or not. Oh well, we'll think of something. Is this slowly slipping off of here? I don't think so. Okay, so that has to go like that, and then this has to go something like this afterwards, I guess. Now, I think I'm going to have to just cut that down just a tiny little bit. Yeah, we had originally had this glued into onto that horn, control horn. I had to think of beep beep. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. Let's just cut this down just a little bit here. Not very much. Let's cut just a little bit off the. Okay. I think it'll fit in there. I know it's not going to be as strong as it once was, but at least we should be able to get it in there now. And what I'm planning to do is take a little bit of extra thin here and put it down into the hole. Well, it won't reach. And maybe I can get it to drop. Well, it kind of dropped, didn't it? Not in the right place, though. Maybe I might be better off going like this. Unfortunately, now what's going to happen is it's going to glue there as well. Okay, let's just sort of work this into place here. Press these together. Try and eyeball it here so that I get these two diving planes at the same angle. Okay, scrunch myself down here. They're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. Mind you, we only see one at a time anyway. Mainly this one right here. Okay, let's let that connection meld now, and yeah, we just have to wait. I mean, you can't speed these things up. Okay, I know what we could do while we're waiting for our glue to dry. We could take a look at these sponges. I think it was Eric that sent these, if I'm not mistaken. And okay, I don't think we need to keep the box. So if the box gets a little bit damaged here. Oh, I see. It looks like yeah, imagine if I open one, we'll have opened both of these. Although this one goes from 1,000 grit to 2,500 grit. I'll have to look at that under the microscope. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. All right, so this is actually the first time I'm opening these, so if I act like I don't know what I'm doing, okay, it says 180 here. See if we can get the light to reflect so you can see it. Yeah, 180, 280, 4, 6, and 800. We'll just take a quick look here. See what this is all about. Okay, so it looks like there are several. Well, let's just dump them out here. We won't get them mixed up. Okay, this is the 180 grit. That feels about right. Yeah. These are going to be handy. They are very, very flexible. For going around something that's round. You know, like say the torpedo tubes. They'll sort of go around it, and that way you're not flat-siding anything. So yeah, this is going to be good. Okay, I don't think we need to look at every single little one here. Yeah, it's a little bit thicker. This is not a product review. It's just wanted to show you what I got. You know who's really good at doing product reviews? And that's Jason Port in Model Kit Stuff. He does fantastic product reviews. By the time he's done a review on something, you know exactly what the box feels like. Yeah. Yeah. Good job, Jason. Good job. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning, Missy.
Morning, Max.
I'm glad I had her on my leash. That golden retriever's out on the loose.
Oh.
She and Missy are sworn enemies.
Well, Missy, I got news for you. You've got another friend. Yeah, you got another friend by the name of Dottie. Yeah, just let me sit down here.
Where's Doggy from?
Dottie. Dottie, I think it is.
Where's Doggy from?
UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to the base of the hill and everything was fine with my hip and my knee and my oxygen. But I could feel my face starting to freeze.
You know, it's raw out there.
When it's damp like this, it's kind of like frostbite weather somehow.
Yeah, it's funny how the humidity changes it like that. Same thing on a real hot day. A humid day is much more miserable than a dry hot day. At least for me.
How was your night?
It was good. Yeah. Got up early. Got a good start on the model ship. Or the submarine, I guess. I'm at the place now where I gotta wait for glue to dry before I can move on to the next aspect of it.
Did you put the conning tower on?
Yeah, the conning tower is on.
So is it glued on?
It's glued down, yeah.
That's what you're waiting for?
No, I'm waiting for the seams to the glue to dry on the seams where the clear side that's going on. I've got that glued in place now. Yeah, you're such a good girl. You still got snow on your face.
Oh.
Thank you, Missy. I'm glad you came. Yeah. It must be cold. The snow on her face is still a little bit frozen.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay, I'll see you later. Well, at least there's some blue sky out there.
Yeah.
Bye, Missy.
Bye, Ron.
Yeah, one of these days, all of a sudden, we're going to notice the snow's melting. And I'll have a big smile on my face. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. I don't think that this joint that we glued up here is strong enough that I can do much, put much stress on it. So we'll wait with this piece until later. But what I want to do now is check the stern section and just see how well things seem to be going to match up there. Okay, I think it's too early to take this clamp off, but it's still nice and tight. So I'm going to assume that our joint here is gluing up properly. And trying to get the cone section on the back here at this angle might not be the best way. Actually, the easiest way would be is if I could turn the ship and stand it up on its bow, on its nose. Okay, and I've got all these wires to worry about. Let's go real easy here now. Okay, I got this loose pipe in the back here. It's just gonna sort of lay in there. Now let's watch that I don't break the push rods off, because everything has to kind of match up. How well is this gonna go? I think it's going to go. I want to make sure I got the, yeah, I can't see the wires on the other side here where I'm reaching right now. That, you know, they come out down here. And I don't want to pinch something off. Yeah, it kind of hangs there. I might have to take one of Chris's files here and just go around and sort of bevel the leading edge all the way around. Okay, so now speaking of Chris's files, like you know, Coke and Chris, he recently told me that he has been listening to an audio book, and it's got something to do with nautical stuff. It's got something to do with a ship. I think it's a I think it's what you might call a fiction, a what if type book. But he said it's really good, and yeah. Yeah, Chris, you remember Chris? He's the fellow from Mattacoken that came last summer and met me at McDonald's, and we had coffee, him and his brother and me, and he's the one who I talk about Chris's alligator clips, and Chris's coffee cup. Anyway, where am I going with this? Yeah, he's got this this book that he's doing some sort of a review on it, and he said that he's going to be putting out an episode. I think tonight, if I'm not mistaken. And what I'm going to do is I'll put a link to his channel in the description of my video today. You know, underneath where it says, "This is not a tutorial," yada, yada, yada. Okay, you know, there's not a whole lot I can do here. What do we got? It's only 27 minutes after 10. I can't cut the episode off now. Yeah, I don't want to be messing around too much here. I guess what I could do is I could take Chris's file and maybe just get the sharp edge all the way along the inside here, or maybe what I should be doing is waiting. It could be that if I wait until I get all the clamps off and I can put just a little bit more pressure on, this might slip on. I mean, we did have it on before, and the dimensions have not really changed that much. Yeah, it almost wants to go. Yeah, and then too, I gotta watch that these push rods are not under stress here. In other words, that the horn doesn't get pushed back, because you can actually see it there. It's not coming at the right angle. Okay, we'll think of something here. I wonder if a person could motorize something like this. Probably you could. Okay, now is everything going to line up here? Maybe what I should have done is before the glue completely dried down here, although it's not too bad. There is a little positioning peg here that is supposed to go into a slot, and if I get that in the slot, can we make this up here line up? Almost. Maybe if I was to moisten this with some extra thin, so that it starts to meld a little bit. Then we can get this down. Yeah, I think it's going to go. Let's just try that here. Time is getting on. I've still got my clamps on. Okay, and then the other place where we're going to want it to sort of would be right in here. Now I don't want to be getting so much on that it's going to make a mess of the clear plastic. Okay, now sort of scrunch myself down here so I can see this. As long as it looks believable at a distance, you know. I don't think that peg is going into the slot. Okay, it is now. There. Okay, everything is in place. Now, can I put just the tiniest little hint right in here? Okay. Yeah, we're viewing it from underneath right now. Okay, I'm going to wind her up for today, folks. Nothing more boring than waiting for glue to dry. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.